Hello, welcome to Africa this week. I'm Prof Ibrahim. In today's episode, I'm bringing to you the founder and chairman of Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy, and Development, Professor Ibrahim Agboola Gambari. He speaks on the Pact for the future to use the full implementation and the impact as a launching pad for the global governance innovation. The former UN Under-Secretary General in charge of political affairs, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, made the call during his address to over 600 delegates from member states in New York, United States of America, which started Monday on August 2025. This videotape I'm going to show to you was made available to Africa this week by the scholar Diplomat himself, Prof Ibrahim Gambari, from New York during the introductory period of the program that is currently underway in New York, the conference. Let us watch this tape at the beginning of the conference in New York.
Greetings from New York City, United States of America. I'm very delighted and hugely honored to address this unique gathering of over 600 delegates of member states. My slightly amended topic today is the Pact for the Future, towards its full implementation and employing the Pact as a launch pad for further global governance innovations. Dear delegates, when the late Madeleine Albright, former United States Secretary of State, and I launched in June 2015 the report of the Commission on Global Security, Justice and Governance, titled Confronting the Crisis of Global Governance, at the Peace Palace in The Hague, both the headlines and the trend lines had begun to foreshadow the return of a virulent form of exclusionary nationalism amidst surging migration, increasing economic inequality, and intensifying climate catastrophe, and the emergence of leaders who dehumanize others and seek power through division and not unity. Regrettably, in the years that followed, the violent conflicts and environmental degradation which we documented in our report have only grown more acute, now punctuated by the conflicts and wars in Sudan, Gaza, Iran, and Ukraine. The COVID-19 pandemic, moreover, claimed millions of lives and brought devastating social and economic consequences to billions worldwide. At the same time, our commission offered a positive vision of what we term just security, arguing that any solution to global problems must address both security and justice concerns, and in order to have any prospect of lasting success. The Commission also called for a World Conference on Global Institutions in 2020 at the time of the United Nations 75th anniversary commemoration. So I was particularly delighted to see come to fruition almost 1 year ago, exactly September 23rd and 24th, here in New York City, headquarters of the United Nations, the convening of the Summit of the Future, attended by a majority of the world's leaders. Let me briefly address the Summit of the Future. The summit presented a generational opportunity, A, to rebuild trust and address gaps in global governance, B, reaffirm the United Nations Charter, the 2030 agenda and existing commitments, and C, renew the multilateral system to prepare for over-the-horizon challenges and opportunities. In lending support for the development of some 56 actions and 361 assorted commitments or sub-actions adopted in the summit's chief outcome document, that is, the Pact of the Future, Global Digital Compact, and Declaration on Future Generation, and their follow-through, more than a dozen impact coalitions between champion governments, civil society, including scholars and policy researchers, UN agencies, and other partners, were established at the May 2024 United Nations Civil Society Conference convened by the Secretary General of the United Nations in Nairobi. This is where you, the delegates assembled here, come in to communicate, to advocate, and to join the efforts to realize the Pact of the Future agenda. And in this way, you will also be addressing the broader, urgently needed defense of the multilateral institutions and the international legal order. In particular, the Pact Chapter 5 on transforming global governance, which offers a roadmap for long overdue system-wide structural changes, including in the areas of international financial architecture reform, enlarging the Security Council, strengthening the Peace-Building Commission, redefining how national progress is assessed, and enhancing how the international community responds to global shocks. The full realization of the Pact means a United Nations system capable of keeping peace and empowering people and nations to better grapple with the major challenges and opportunities of the present era.
Well, you have watched the tape yourself. This conference is going to continue. I don't know specifically when it will last, but I think Professor Ibrahim Gambari has spelled out the area, the thematic area that he is going to talk about during the period of this conference. I bet you, if I have more tape on the deliberation or the deliberation of the conference, we'll be able to join me next week as more African events unfold. And don't remember to advertise your goods and services, on this program. I will, donate your time, money, and everything to assist us to continue our production on Africa this week. So at this point, I'm going to ask you to join us next week as more Africa events unfold.